Today I have a very interesting piece of tech that was made a long time ago. It's a mouse phone. And I'm taking a look on the back. It's a computer mouse with hands-free telephone function, so it comes with a little earpiece, as you can see inside the package. No more neck and arm pain, save space on desk. Though I haven't opened it up yet, but I noticed the jack right here is, for this is right in the way. I personally think it'd be kind of uncomfortable to have that in your hand, but what do I know? So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up, and once I get it open, I'll show you more about the mouse phone. So now I got the mouse out of its package. It's like a traditional mouse, about the same size as a regular mouse, although a little bigger, but still fits comfortably in the hand. But yeah, this would definitely get in the way. So apparently this right here, this little hole up here, is the microphone, and this is the speaker. So you have to hold it upside down to your face to answer. The connections on this thing are a PS2 port and a phone jack. I believe it's RJ11 if I remember correctly. I'll double check and type it at the bottom of the screen. But when this thing was made, I think the date was 2000 or something like that. Yeah, date made in 2000, old style ball mouse. But I think the idea that they had in mind was to eat up less space on your computer. You can plug this end into your computer and then plug this other end into your phone modem on the back of your computer, your dial-up modem. Because most dial-up modems on most computers had outputs for telephone. So I think now I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up to my computer, which is a Dell Optiplex 990. It's an older machine. It does have a PS2 port for both the keyboard and the mouse. I don't know what year it was made, but it was originally designed for Windows 7, but it is currently running Windows 10. And this is the mouse that's currently on the computer. It's a optical USB mouse made by Microsoft, or at least it's branded. Well, actually, no, it's not Microsoft. It's made by GE. It's a USB mouse that's hooked up via PS2 port with one of these little adapters. Not this exact one, but you get the idea. But before I try to put that in, before I hook it up, I think I'm going to shut this computer down. Shouldn't be a problem, but I'm going to do that. So here we are at the back of my computer. I just pulled it out. We got everything hooked up here. Although this adapter's coming apart, so I probably need to replace that because it looks pretty bad. Like it's literally falling apart. That's a DP to HDMI adapter for the monitor, but that's not why I came back here. Although it is working, so I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. But anyway, what I came back here for was to disconnect this mouse. And we're going to hook this guy up. And plug in our mouse phone, PS2 port, and I gotta find the phone line. Here we go. Now, a computer like this doesn't come with a dial-up modem, so you can't plug it straight into the dial-up modem, although I do have a dial-up modem on this one, even though I have broadband internet. The only reason why I have this is because I could use this to send faxes out from my computer, because fax is done through the phone line, and I don't get charged extra to do it this way. I already have phone service. Now, I'm not going to use this phone line because this is a traditional analog phone line, and while it can work for phone calls, I would rather keep this for the fax. But I do have a VoIP line, and I just ran behind the computer with this splitter because I couldn't plug it directly into the wall where I'm at, and I didn't want to try to finagle it, try to fight it. So I just put a cable on here and this splitter to work as a Canon because I couldn't find a regular phone Canon. So I'm going to hook this up real quick. All right, should be in. It's not coming out, I don't think. Now, before I turn the computer on, I want to see if the phone portion works. I hear nothing. What's going on? Okay, I figured it out. I forgot to plug it into the to this new cable. This other cable goes to a phone. I literally only have one phone hooked up to it, so I'm just going to disconnect it for now and plug in my cable for the mouse phone. We should have a phone here as soon as I plug it in. I'm going to turn the camera off so I can plug it in because I don't want to fight this. All right, I got it plugged in. Now let's go take a look and see if we got a phone. There's a red light on it. I put it up by my ear. I hear a dial tone. It's very hard to hear, I'm sure, over the camera. I don't even know if you can hear it. Where's the microphone at on this thing? But take my word, there is a dial tone there. And here in a minute, I'm going to call it. All right, call number 1. See how it goes. It's ringing. Hello. Yep, it works pretty good. I'm quite impressed with it, although it's kind of odd to hold against your ear. All right, I'm gonna hang up now. Interesting. I figure it's not official unless I make a call out on it as well. So I'm not gonna let you see the number that I'm gonna dial, but I am gonna make a call out on it real quick. All right, it is calling out, it ringing. Well, I missed out the number, so it didn't go through, but regardless, it did do it. I think now is the official test to see how this works as a mouse. Let me turn this computer back on. Give it a minute here. All right, well, the mouse is working, although it's much slower than I was expecting. So I don't know what the rate of the mouse is, but it's not what I like, because my other mouse is faster than this. But it's not bad, though. You can still use it as a mouse. So let me log in real quick. And then we'll go from there. See what it's like to do web browsing with. Okay, browser's loading, but it's just slow, but it doesn't help either. I just booted this thing up. Yeah, the mouse is working fine. It's just a little sluggish in my opinion. I'm used to the other one, but it's not bad. Oh, it is weird though, because you can feel the ball, the weight of the ball, because this mouse is significantly heavier than the other one. Okay, let's do something simple, like navigate a web page. Let's go to eBay. Well, first of all, I'm already lacking a scroll wheel. I'm so used to going down with a scroll wheel, so we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, which is to turn scroll lock on and use the arrows. Or, if you want to, you could also drag the bar over here, but having no scroll wheel sucks. At the very least, though, it does prove that this mouse does work on this computer, despite it being from 2000. I don't think very many mice had scroll wheels. I don't even know when the first scroll wheel mouse came out. But, yeah, the lack of a scroll wheel, that really bothers me, but the rest of it's pretty neat. Now, let's see what they were expecting with the earpiece, which I put down here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Now I'm going to try it with the earpiece, which has this really, really thin wire on it. Kind of concerning how thin it is. I've seen headphone jacks with very thin wires that are thicker than this, but it's supposed to just have a microphone and the sound. All right, I'm going to slip this on real quick. Well, it's something, I guess. It's just, I don't know, it feels pretty cheap. But it's on. Now to plug it in. Okay, I got it plugged in. I'm going to try to... Wow, that is loud. And there's no way to adjust the volume. You guys can't hear it on the camera, but it is loud as all get out. But I don't know if that's just because it's connected to the VoIP system instead of the analog phone line, because I do know that the VoIP is a little louder than the phone line. As a matter of fact, one of the phones that I had hooked up to this at one point, which I no longer have, I had the volume turned all the way down and it was still blaring loud. But yeah, and I usually have this phone hooked up to it, but it's not hooked up at the moment. But anyway, I guess I'm just not impressed with that. I do know the microphone works. I'm not going to make a call, but I'm just going to try to use it with this in my hand. Although it's not that bad because it is a 90-degree angle, but you do feel it. So it's kind of clunky in that regard. So maybe they knew what they were doing when they did make it like that. But anyway, yeah, it's just weird not having a scroll wheel. That's really the only thing it needs, because other than that, I'm actually not too terribly disappointed, and it's actually quite nice. So, mouse phone for the win, I guess. I like it. It's definitely odd, but it's just disappointing though that that they just didn't have a scroll wheel. That just wasn't a thing back then when this thing was made, I guess. I'm gonna Google and see when they first started putting scroll wheels on mice. Let's see if Google can give me an answer. Well, in my efforts of trying to find the answer on Wikipedia, I'm trying to scroll with the scroll wheel that doesn't exist. But according to Wikipedia, the scroll wheel was popularized by the Microsoft Intel mouse in 1996 with support for the mouse wheel in Microsoft Office 97. It has been based on the ideas developed by Eric, I don't know how to pronounce that name, since 1993, with input from Chris Graham. Interesting. But anyway, I guess I'll save this link and include it in the description if anybody's really curious about that. So my conclusion with the mouse phone is that I do like it. I think it's kind of neat, but honestly, it's probably more of a novelty kind of thing instead of an actual practical thing, although especially at this point, considering that most people don't have landline. But I feel like back in the day that this thing was made, it would have been pretty decent. It's just a shame that it doesn't have a scroll wheel on it, because I really would like that. But other than that, I like it, but that's maybe just me. So if you tell your cousin you got a mouse phone, or whoever you get, they're probably not going to think this. They're probably going to think a phone that's in the shape of a mouse, which my cousin actually had when she was a kid. But me personally, I like it. I just wish it had a scroll wheel. So because of that, the lack of the scroll wheel, and the fact that I have a phone on my desk and the room for one, I'm probably going to go back to this guy.